Hello and welcome to Audio Adventures. This is a D&D 5th edition podcast that is made by friends, with friends, and for friends. And if you clicked on us, buckle up. It's going to be a crazy magic carpet ride for you and me. This podcast is used by my nerdy friends and I to escape our lives for a time and act out some pretty ridiculous scenarios. And we are so glad to have you here. A couple things before we start. Our group loves the rule of cool, so I'm sure we will get rules wrong. So if we do, please feel free to tell us in a kind fashion down in the comments. Also, if you want to contribute to the fantastical world of Seblos where this campaign takes place, please make a comment and you may be seeing that kobold cleric in the very near future, along with your name in the show as well. Now, please grab a seat and some popcorn, and let's meet our Wandering Vanguard. Audio Adventures is a D&D 5th edition homebrewed podcast and may deal with triggering themes at times. Viewer discretion is advised. Trigger warnings can be found in the description.
Previously on the Wandering Vanguard.
Come in.
Hey, so I had a breakthrough. You want to go shopping? I think I can make the magic hat to read your mind.
To what?
Okay, we're going shopping. I walk over and I just grab his arm and I start pulling him out the door.
You look around, Ekman is nowhere to be seen.
Hey, where are you at? They're talking about going out shopping and wanted you to come along if you wanted to.
Oh, don't worry about me. I'll be sure to find you sometime. Hello and welcome to Proper Postures. I'm Valkyrie. How can I help all of you today?
I need to buy lots of hats that are very good for conducting magic.
Have you heard of the Wandering Vanguard on the old Skynet?
I didn't want to say anything, but
One could call us the Wandering Vanguard.
she freezes. I see.
Okay, let's keep a low profile, guys.
And you look over to the right, and you see a very familiar furbolg sitting behind the counter. You came back to Aradora, huh?
I'm not in Aradora. Are we in Aradora right now?
I mean, that's where my shop is. What are you talking about?
That is where we begin.
Anthony?
Looks up. Oh, hey. What are you doing here, man?
I was about to ask you the same question.
You come back to Aradora?
What do you say? I'm sorry, you cut out for a second.
You came back to Aradora, huh?
I'm not in Aradora. Are we in Aradora right now?
I mean, that's where my shop is. What are you talking about?
I'm gonna look back through the door I came in. Does it look like Aradora or the Feywilds?
And you look back and you see the same street of the Feywilds.
Oh, well, nothing about that. Never mind that.
Interesting. And Nick starts checking out the door frame.
Well, yeah, I'm back. Decided to check out the shop again and see what I could find.
Oh, cool, man.
Anything new in stock?
It depends on what you're looking for.
You know.
You're definitely missed around town, I can tell you that, but,
I can't be that missed. I was only there for a few months.
I mean, the chick from Aradora's Amour really is still looking for, good help nowadays, still.
That's fair.
And,
Well.
yeah. Not too, good of, business now that, tensions in the nation are so high either.
Yeah, for sure.
Aradora has an army now.
Really? I must have missed that
Yeah.
on the way in.
Yeah. All those Warforged,
Yeah?
weaponized.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
World's crazy, man.
Overhearing this, I'm gonna interject. Why are they preparing for war with somebody?
Oh man. And he kind of looks up from the book again, kind of raising his eyebrow. I mean, everyone's preparing for war with everyone right now. Everyone's pointing fingers at each other. It just kind of is skyrocketing higher and higher, man.
Interesting.
Yeah. I was worried they were going to have a draft, but it seems that they would prefer to have more Warforged on their side instead of the organic material. But, you know, that's
it makes
all...
it easier on us.
Yeah, that's true. But, let's... And he closes the book and sets it down on the counter. What was the type of book you were looking for again?
Just anything new from the shop from the last time I've been here. I know it's been a while, so there must be something. There isn't. So,
About
anything interesting?
plants?
Plants. Any good fiction stories you've read or heard about?
Oh, you're into fiction again now.
You know, every once in a while I gotta have something to read for fun.
I mean, there is this sort of story about two gnomes that I've been reading through.
Ooh, what's that one called?
That one's called what was the name? Nero's Home Landing.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's about a gnome and her crush sort of adventuring, trying to figure out where home is and where all this other stuff sort of is. It makes you feel good about life, and it's sort of a feel-good book.
I like those. I like those a lot. Well, honestly, that sounds kind of interesting. I'll definitely take a copy of that one. And do you have any new books on plants that that you know I haven't read already?
And also, Nyx, roll. Are you looking to see like Arcana, or with the door frame?
I mean, I was just kind of studying it.
Okay. Just roll investigation check then.
All right. 17.
Okay. And did I tell you this Furbolg's name is Arnold?
You said Anthony.
Okay.
Arnold.
His name is Arnold. The A names. I apologize.
Oh, that's all good.
He's an NPC that goes way back, and his name is not in front of me right now.
I get it.
So Arnold, apologies, my brain was like, that's not right, what's happening? He sets in his large Furbolg hand, he sets this book down and gets up, and he kind of has to like scrunch a little bit so his head doesn't like tap the ceiling. And he walks around. Are you looking for sort of poisonous plants, herbs?
Let's do some herbs and stuff. Maybe some medicine books if you have any.
All right. I'll see what I can do. I don't think we have anything that you haven't read though. When he walks into the back.
Fair enough. Well, while he's searching, can I do an Arcana check on the door?
Yeah, before that, go ahead and roll an Arcana check, but before that, Nyx, as this whole conversation is playing out, and you realize, hey, you recognize Arnold too, that he's not a resident in the Feywild whatsoever. You look at the door frame, and you said a 17 for yours?
Yes.
Okay. You recognize as you like poke and prod and the wood kind of gives, there's sort of like a bend and bow into the wood, but it comes back into place. Like it's being held there.
Portal technology.
And it seems like Arnold himself might not be aware of this either.
I'm going to make a note of it in my journal, and then look around to see if he has any like book satchels or something.
You can just keep your investigation roll from before. You find sort of like you find like satchels like at the back that look to be like handmade, probably by Arnold, of like leather. They look to be sort of like good messenger bag sized on the back wall. Just like 3 of them hanging up.
Alright. Are there different colors, or are they all just like leather brown or whatever?
One of them is a dark brown, another one is black, and another one is sort of a like dyed blue.
I will take the black one because I went to purchase that one.
Okay. Yeah, take that one off. Right around this time, Arnold comes back with about 3 books that fit easily in his hand. And he looks over at you. Oh yeah, hey. So if you want that, it'll only run you about 4 gold. Sound good?
Yeah, it looks very well crafted.
All right. Oh well, thank you. Sometimes in my off time, I just kind of make whatever. But yeah, it's yours if you want to give me 4 gold.
I hand over the 4 gold.
All right, thanks, man. Stay safe out there. I seen you a little bit working at the Warforged factory. I know it's hard work, especially right now. So be safe out there, all right?
I was never hired at the Warforged factory.
You weren't?
No.
Oh. That's
no,
my bad.
They wouldn't tell me how to actually make the Warforged. See, whenever you get into the factory, I snuck in once. They don't tell you this. But when you get into the factory, it's Warforged making other Warforged. It's pretty weird.
Oh. I might have seen you after you did that or something late at night. I don't know, but still, whatever workshop, you look like a pretty, at least your hands look like they make things pretty good. Stay safe out there. Don't know what you do, but hey.
Yeah, hey, is Alita still in town?
Alita, yeah, she's still at her workshop. She's been actually. This is actually why I thought you worked in the Warforged factory, is because she's actually heading that up right now, to make advancements.
She is.
Yeah. It seems that she's doing a pretty good job. Those Warforged come out of the factory looking more and more deadly every day. Let me tell you.
She does like making things deadly.
Oh yeah, spikes galore.
She was trying to invent a death ray. I don't think she actually ended up making it yet.
Oh. Well, maybe she turned to a sort of death ray that is retractable spikes, because those spikes come in and out.
Maybe.
But man, things are crazy right now. Yeah.
All right, I'll leave you. I'll see you around.
Arnold, and I'll hold out his hand.
I shift my hand to be bigger to fit in his hand to give him a proper handshake.
He looks down. That's nice. I like that. Nice strong. I haven't had a strong group of that like that unless it's been from a half orc in a while. But very nice to meet you, Nix. Nix?
Yeah, Nix.
All right.
I'll see you around, Arnold. And I turn and walk out the door with my satchel.
He'll wave. And then at this point, he walks up into the counter with about 3 books. All right. So, no books about plants, Tibril, but and he puts the books on the counter. Nestia's Home Landing 1, 2, and 3.
Oh my.
That way you don't have to come back for all of the books, but you can just buy one. But these are all 3 in the series or the trilogy.
Ooh, I'm intrigued. Now, if you don't mind me asking, is there a deal for buying all 3 of them at once?
I mean, I would say the deal would probably be about, I'll give you a break about 10 gold.
10 gold, I can do that.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
No problem. No. Take your 10 gold.
Yep.
And he wraps the books in paper and twine, ties it up, and hands it over to you.
Much appreciated, friend.
No problem. Stay safe out there. And if you're looking for a job, I'm sure Ardor Zemoir still looking for someone.
Oh, for sure. Well, thanks again. I'm gonna, while we're walking out, can I do my 25 Arcana check on the door?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Thank you for reminding me.
Plus 18, baby.
Ridiculous.
I rolled a 7.
Arcana, this feels a lot like how the portals felt in the underground kingdom of Ardora.
Interesting.
You don't know the name of this?
Do I feel a source?
You feel sort of a familiar tingle about underneath your feet, several hundred feet down.
Noted.
And what comes to your mind with the 25 Arcana check is, there were a bunch of really shiny stones floating above that castle.
Noted. So in my notes, it's going to say portal shiny rocks under the ground.
Exactly. All right. Yeah. Arnold says, "Have a good day."
You too.
Winters has a sale on her food today. If you want to go over there to her little food stall.
Oh, thanks for the heads up.
No problem, bud. No problem. He looks back down. What are you saying, Raul?
Sorry.
There you good.
I was gonna say I'm gonna wait back a little bit while they all leave.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna be like, now this may be a weird question, Arnold. But do you have any books about the Wandering Vanguard?
He looks up. The Wandering Vanguard? Well, what sort of thing? Is that a group? Is that a plan, a book?
It's just the group I've heard about. I didn't know if there'd be any books about them.
I mean, is this like an adventuring party?
Yes, an adventuring party.
Oh, I mean, Tibro was kind of talking about how his group was the Wandering Vanguard at one point, when he was in the shop. About a month and a half back. But there's no books on him or his group anywhere that I know of.
All right, thank you. Like I said, it was going to be a weird question.
Oh, I mean, no shame in asking. You don't know if you don't ask, friend.
Have a good day, and I'll walk out.
Not a problem. Have a good day. And the door closes.
Hey there, everyone. I thought I would take this opportunity in our show to do some catching up. Some announceroonies, some talkies, even. Just to remind you all of our social medias, you can find us on Twitter, Audio Adventures, at the username AudioAdventure2. Why 2, you ask? Well, number 1 was taken. Ayy. We are also on Facebook and Instagram. We have also set up a Ko-Fi. We had a couple comments made at us about being able to support us a bit with that good green juice that the world just seems to run on. So, if you're feeling generous towards us, that would be one of the avenues to help us grow and to encourage us as the artist as well. Another avenue to help us thrive and grow is to share and tell your friends about us. We are one of the many, many, many D&D podcasts out there, so we are ecstatic whenever someone wants to listen to us play D&D. We don't spend any money to advertise this show, so your support means that much more to us. And since there are more of us now, here is our Wandering Vanguard.
Well, I am Zach, and I will be playing Tabus, who is an Eladrin sorcerer. The only interesting fact that I can think of for him is that his last name is just, Elvish for owl, because he likes owls.
I'm Trevor. I'm playing the character Nyx with burning red eyes. Nyx with burning red eyes. And his last name is Bright. He was born into a noble family, hence the actual last name, as he's a changeling artificer. Changelings don't normally have last names, they normally just have hyphenated names.
Hello there. My name is Tibril Darrow. I am a half-elf man from the town of Owlton. I am what you might call a soul knife. And before I get too far, let me explain what a soul knife is. A soul knife is someone who can summon a weapon that is bound to our soul. I used to have a longsword like my father, but now it's a glaive with etchings of flowers throughout the whole thing. Along with being able to summon the glaive, I'm able to use my mind to connect to the soul of others, to communicate and help in battle. Our friend Tomb, not being able to speak, but I'm able to connect to his soul and kind of get a general idea of what he's thinking and what he would say. Along with all that, my mom always said I had a golden glow to me, which I didn't really understand until now to be literal. Our soul's power shows through our bodies as different colors. I've never met another soul knife besides my father, so I don't know where he learned it. My mom and I lived in a town called Owlton. But before I get too very much into that, my mom was a very sick woman. We lost a lot of money and resources trying to find a cure, but nothing worked. My father left to find something to help her, and he never returned. That was when I was 8. I'm 25 now. Once I became a teen, I started working at the local apothecary. My father was a medic, master with blades and medicine, and I wanted to be like that. Medicine and plants, it's always been fascinating to me. I have my dad's journal here, and one day while looking through, I found something that I wasn't really expecting. I found out the book was only half filled, but the last page talked about this plant called the golden snapdragon. But apparently it's a plant of legend that can cure any known disease. The only other thing that's on these pages are 2 places, Mistreeston and Chanbu. And I think this is where he thought they were. Which makes sense with how rare it is. That'd be in 2 of the hardest countries to get into. I haven't been to either of these places, but it's the only lead I got. And one day we were raided by goblins. And then there's a group of adventurers came up. They helped clear the goblins away, and they even helped save a lot of people that day. They invited me to come along on the adventure. This is the only chance I had to find my dad. But before I left, my mom gave me a couple things. But she pulled out a cape, a long purple cape with 2 golden pauldrons on the side. It fit perfectly, like it was made to fit me. Then she also gave me her wedding ring. Told me to if I find Dad, tell him to get his butt home. Now I have three things I have to do. I have to find my dad, find the golden snapdragon, and make it home alive. Because if I don't, my mother will kill me.
So my name's Emma, and I'm gonna explain to you what my character looks like and everything because he actually can't talk. So his name is Toon. He is a Warforged necromancer, and he kind of got his voice box ripped out, and so he can't speak. All he does is screech occasionally. He does write in a little notebook, so that's how he communicates most of the time. And he is covered in cherry blossoms, and he has a giant gash in the middle of his torso where he hides his familiar talon and some skulls and some other miscellaneous things. And yeah, he is silver with 2 green bands around each arm, and he has blue eyes. And that's pretty much it.
My name is Redguest. I am but a simple tabaxi who lives within others' means. I never knew my parents, but the Order of the Ghost Slayers made up for that. They taught me how to fight with honor as one of their esteemed blood hunters. My mercenary work taught me how to value my own life. These 2 paths have coiled into a journey of broken love and pointless purchases, where I now find myself with the Wandering Vanguard. I have no doubt they will be able to help me on my current mission.
And I think that's about it. Thanks so much for listening to this episode. And the next one will be up for all of you next Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See ya!
Alrighty. I opened the first book.
All right.
How is it looking so far? Do I need to keep this to myself, or is it?
This seems to be so Arnold is known for really liking things with sort of like questionable. He likes things that are smutty.
Right.
But it looks like he actually gave, because he knows your tastes, he actually gave you it begins with sort of this gnome named Nestia and how she's overlooking a cliff and questioning what she's gonna do with her life.
Alrighty, cool. It's like, okay, this doesn't look like it's gonna be too bad. So as we're walking, so people are gonna have to make sure I don't run into anybody, because I'm gonna start reading a little bit of it as we're walking.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to the enchanter's shop, right?
Yes.
Yes!
All
Then I
right.
can go and make my magic bag.
You magic bag. All right, all of you are walking through Estrazalia proper, and Tibril is gone and also has his nose stuck in a book, so he doesn't get to roll his perception check. But Redguest, can you roll your perception check?
Oh, you know it, but not with this dice. This dice is bad. This dice was also not very good. It is a 15.
Don't notice anything. Tavis, can you roll a perception check?
I can. Whoops. 24.
Very nice. You guys are making your way through the park. And you hear a very familiar voice, but you can't quite pin it, over your right shoulder. Tavis?
I turn around and look.
You see a familiar, sort of petite-looking Eladrin elf with large, round, thick bottle glasses, who's constantly pushing it up, and a sort of white cardigan and white skirt, holding several books around her arm. You recognize this as your 6th sibling, Faye Harris.
Ferris!
And she walks forward a little faster and juggles all of her books, trying to like reach out an arm to hug you.
I hug her back.
Oh man, It's so good to see you, Tavis. What are you doing back? I thought you would, be scouting a little bit more.
No, I'm back for a little bit.
Oh. Well, I guess the police, the soldiers are giving you a bit of a rest, as they should.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, Toom is with you guys. She looks up and over your shoulder, and Faye Harris, she looks very much like Nyx, almost, in her form, because she looks to be, like, almost all white. Like, she has,
I
like...
shift ever so slightly to look like her.
Whoa. Wait.
She has...
Just the face.
Oh my gosh. She has... You like, can't see her eyes behind the glare in her glasses. But she has...
It's okay, my eyes literally can't change. They're always bright red.
That's true. It's very true. But you look to and shift your face to have a slightly more rounder feminine quality. Petite feminine face of Faye Harris. And she looks over at all of you, pushing up her glasses that slid down again. Oh, who are your friends, Tavis?
This is my friend, Toom. This is Tibril, Redguest, and Nyx.
And she sort of shifts her books over and gives, like, a wave with her left hand.
Wave back.
That's how I wave. I give the Kakashi wave.
She kind of giggles. Nice to see you. That's a cool wave. This is an interesting group you have, brother.
Yeah. Kind of just met on our, most of us met on our way somewhere, and then some of us also met on our way somewhere else, and we kind of just been stuck together for a little while.
Kind of nodding as you continue to say, and other people have met, and then other people have met. She's like, oh, yes.
Are you talking with your hands?
I am, definitely.
Is Tavis talking with his hands?
Sure.
That'll be great. Just the metal skeleton arm.
Oh, right. 1 second. If she notices, she pretends not to notice. And she looks up and over, and Tibril, yeah, you are there, by the way.
Okay, I asked the question and nobody responded, so I'm like, okay, did I get stopped or not?
Yeah, you, like, Toom stopped you.
Okay.
Toom is there as well.
Oh, that's fair.
And she looks up.
Do I notice what book she's reading? Or has?
You can make a perception check if you want. It's a relatively low DC. She's not hiding.
11.
So you see several different sort of elemental magic textbooks.
Ooh. Just textbooks?
Yeah, all of them are textbooks. Heavy, thick textbooks of all sort of, but all of them are surrounding elements of magic. Sort of like earth, fire, water.
I see you, see you're a bit of a reader.
Oh, and she looks down. And she pushes up her glasses again. I'm actually a professor at the Queen Tatiana's College of Excellence.
Ooh.
Okay, so hear me out. portals.
She kind of blinks a little bit. Excuse me?
You know, creating a portal to go from one place, from like one side of the world to the other side of the world.
Oh, that's not really my forte, but I know that there are sorts of magic that let you teleport. So...
I'm talking about a constantly open thing.
Oh, that would require massive amounts of work, possibly some life force donated in the end as well. It's a risky endeavor, but if you want it for the greater good of sort of the world, if you there would be numerous sort of...
I'm taking notes as she's talking about this stuff, by the way.
Oh yeah, she's rambling on and on. She says, if you could, the simple establishing of a gate in between one end of the world and the other would make trading instant, and therefore prices would drop. But that would also make magic...
But it would also boost the economy.
It would also boost the economy. It could have some negative effects too, but we're not quite sure about what that is, since this really hasn't been done to our knowledge.
Well, you don't know until we try.
That's fair, but our ethics over at Queen Tatiana's is to make sure that our impact isn't too devastating.
You guys aren't ambitious enough.
Excuse me?
Why wouldn't you want your impact to be lasting? You could go down with so much fame and glory for inventing something like this. Be remarkable.
And she pushes up her glasses slower this time. I'm assuming that's all you care about is fame and glory instead of the pursuit of knowledge and making life for
no.
people easier, because
I'm trying. Currently, I'm working.
Because being cautious isn't ambitious enough for you, is it?
Currently, I'm working on a device to help. I'm currently working on a device that. Dang it! I actually moved my glasses. No. I'm currently working on a device that causes. So everybody is born with a mental block surrounding the dragon god Altheon, or Althator. Sorry.
Seems so.
Wait. Were you able to understand that?
Althator?
Yes. Well, I guess people outside, people that aren't elves, have the mental block because they aren't able to live as long. But whatever. So.
You also remember that there was another elf that had a mental block before.
Semantics. So I thought, what if you take the brainwaves of somebody who understands what the word is, what the mental block, or understands what they used to be missing, and you line up the pattern of the brainwave on somebody else, and unlocking the block and allowing everybody to remember.
She's nodding. Yes, but you have to be careful, because if you don't exactly line up the brainwaves completely correctly, then the person himself will, how do I say this in a polite way?
They'll die.
Be a vegetable, yes.
That's why, and I showing, like I ta-da. That's why we have Tomb.
Looking over at Tomb. Oh, you have a construct. Interesting.
It's weird because Tomb actually has thoughts. I don't quite understand. I mean, I have my own construct, and my own construct doesn't remember anything or really feel emotions. Somehow Tomb remembers things and feels emotions and has a will of his own. Doesn't really make any sense.
Well, there's, actually, and she readjusts her books. And she's like, actually, Tavis,
Yes?
can you hold out your arms?
I hold out my arms.
She puts all of her books in your arms.
How many books is it?
There are several books, all ranging in thickness and size and weight, but it feels so very heavy.
Can I help you with that, Tavis?
Sure. And I let him take a few books off the top.
And she says, oh, thank you. And she kind of rolls back her shoulder. There's been sort of experimental, researching with, the college that, souls that when they die, often search for, vessels to inhibit sometimes.
So you're saying that Tomb is possessed?
It is if you want to put it that way, it would be a form of possession, or
Or like a soul anchor?
that one would be the more correct.
Okay. Here's a word for it, and hear me out. A Horcrux.
I'm sorry?
Okay, never mind. Yeah.
I don't know what that word is, but we like to call it just sort of anchoring, as you've said it.
Soul anchoring, okay. And this entire conversation, I've just been like jotting down like random facts about the conversation.
If you want to sort of see any of our, I guess, you probably wouldn't be actually interested in this since you think we're less ambitious. But we've actually been already trying to fix the sort of memory lapse.
Really? How
Yes,
have
it
you
is
been
a-
trying to fix it?
Well, several different sort of tests, greater restoration, lesser restoration, herbs, every sort of humane way possible.
So you're telling me that you sent some people into a room to get high to see if it overcame the memory block?
I mean, science, magic, it all works together, doesn't it?
Good point. Yeah.
But I have to get going. I have a class that I'm about to go teach. So my shoulders have rested enough. Thank you, Tavis, and your friend Redguest, was it?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. And she takes both of the sets of books back. I will be needing to go. It was nice to see you again, brother. Come by my classroom sometime. I live on campus. I'm a tenured professor now. Would you believe that?
Really? Oh my gosh, congratulations.
Thank
I
you.
guess I'll have to stop by at some point. Yeah.
Indeed.
Thank you for the wonderful conversation.
You're welcome. And she scrunches her nose, trying to remember your name. Nyx.
I don't think I ever gave my name.
But
Tavis did.
Tavis did.
Yeah.
There is ambition, and then there's being foolhardy. Be sure to balance between the two, will you? And then she walks away.
Tavis, I don't think any of your family likes me.
Family is so cool, Tavis.
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't like them.
What? I'm gonna ignore Nyx.
Oh, I bet it'd be easier to get into the library now, huh, Tibril?
Well, we got someone who knows the place. So yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
All right.
Well, I guess we'll be off again then.
Cool. All of you continue to make your way after that brief stop. One would say random encounter.
Don't you just
and-
love when I stumble over my words for 10 minutes straight? Yeah.
Dude, it is all good. Role play. Heck yeah. But you make your way through the busy park as you see Faye Harris make her way in a sort of similar way than you, except going more towards the left, and you guys are continuing towards the right on a path. And you see a purple sort of like familiar sort of like floating building to the rest of the buildings around. This one has sort of like pink crystals floating all around it that's just kind of like going around in a circle around the roof. And sometimes there'll be like little pops and little explosions above the roof that spell out Merle's magic stuff.
I think it's that one.
Maybe, yeah.
And that was this episode of Audio Adventures. Thank you so much for being here. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and most of all, please share to get out the word so we can share our story with you and keep doing what we're doing. If you have an idea for an NPC, a shop, or even an encounter, please comment down below. You might be seeing any of those in the next session or maybe even the upcoming sessions. Again, thank you so much for being here, and we will see you next week. Please stay safe, everyone, and wear those seatbelts.